Hey guys, Weeby News here. So today I'm going to be doing my episode review for Danganronpa 3, Episode 9, Future Side. This was an absolutely huge episode for several reasons. We got quite a few deaths in this episode as well, and of course the biggest death being my waifu, Kirigiri, which I am still mourning. And actually a lot of you guys seem to think that Kirigiri might not actually be dead, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. And one thing I do want to cover before I start the episode review is that there is a bit of an announcement. So basically there's been a lot of people talking about how Despair Side is only getting 11 episodes instead of 12 episodes. I was originally really confused about this because I didn't see anybody really confirming it. I didn't see a whole lot of translators talking about it. So special shout out to the YouTuber Kakolin who sent me this program of all the episodes being aired on this channel from September 26th to October 2nd. He's a really cool YouTuber who does a lot of theory videos and episode reviews, and I actually did a live stream with him, San Wukong, and Sloan the Otaku earlier today as well, so I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check out that live stream. And basically on here what this calendar confirms is that there isn't in fact going to be a 12th episode for Despair Side, but there is going to be a special program. From what I've heard, it's going to be like interviews with the seiyus or something along those lines, but I'm not completely sure yet, so I'll let you guys know whenever I get confirmation on that. And honestly, the whole announcement revolving this is kind of confusing, so if any of you guys know more information regarding this, please let me know in the comment section below. It'd be really awesome. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know about that if you hadn't heard already. And anyways, moving on from that, let's go ahead and get on with the episode review. So at first, Monokuma gives us a quick summary of everything that's happened in the series so far, and then we see the tower falling down and we see that Hagakure escapes, but there is no sight of Tagami. I don't personally think he's died from this just because it doesn't seem like a good way to kill off an important character like him. As to how he survived, I'm not completely sure, but that's just my opinion on the whole situation. And after this, we see that the secret exit is in fact fake, and that my theory from the last video about them being underground was in fact correct. So I was pretty excited about that. And moving on from this, I did get one other prediction right, and that was that Kirigiri was lying about thinking that the door led to the outside, and that she just said so in order to trick Juzo and Raruka. And she reveals to him as well that she believes that they are underwater. She states that they most likely did this so that people from the outside can intervene, and she also states that based off of this makes the most likely culprit Munakata because he is the vice chairman and he was the one who helped construct this building. This was really interesting to me because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but in my very first episode review for Danganronpa 3 Future Side, Munakata was my biggest suspect for being the traitor, and the main reason being that he was the one to construct this tower. So Kirigiri mentioning that fact here was really cool to me. I don't necessarily believe that he's the mastermind, and at this point I think it would be more likely for him to be the traitor. The only thing right now that kind of holds me back from saying that he is the traitor is that it just seems too obvious. I guess it all depends on how big of a reveal they want to have for the traitor, like if they want to keep that pretty small and then have the mastermind reveal be the biggest thing. But overall, even if he's not the official traitor, I do think he is involved in this somehow. As Kirigiri says, this whole situation has favored him, and there's just no possible way that the underground section of this building would have gone unnoticed. In the next scene, we see Munakata and Miya fighting. Miya looks like this Terminator robot, it's pretty insane, but she eventually ends up losing to Munakata, and she's actually killed in the same way that we see her being killed in the opening as well, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'm not necessarily sure if that means anything anymore, but I thought I'd point it out to you guys just in case. In this scene, Munakata also finds this computer inside of Miya, which has profiles for all the people participating in the killing game, and in these profiles it also includes each of the forbidden actions of every participant as well. And in this scene it quickly shows the forbidden actions of the two characters we never got confirmation for that have died already, this being that Great Gozu's forbidden action is being pinned to the ground for a 3 count, and Shisa's forbidden action is that Munakata can't die. And another thing is that this whole scene made me think about how Monika was able to get this computer, because in one of the previous episodes she states that she doesn't know who the mastermind is, but seeing as she has all this information, including the forbidden actions of everybody, I sort of doubt it. I don't think she was lying about wanting to become a NEET and about being just an observer, but I do think she might have been lying about how much she knew regarding the mastermind. I also wonder if this computer holds a profile of the secret participant as well, and what their forbidden action might be. In the next scene, we see Kirigiri back with Ryota, and she's suggesting that they go look for Naegi. And in this scene, Ryota retorts that he can't see Naegi helping much here. I'm not sure about you guys, but I found this line to be a little suspicious. Ryota has definitely become a lot more suspicious to me over the past couple of weeks because of his involvement with Junko, and I found this line really suspicious because a few episodes ago he was talking about how he wished he could be Naegi and how much he looked up to Naegi, and now he's saying that he can't see him helping much. In my opinion, it seems a little sketchy, and it seems like he's trying to keep her away from Naegi, and hypothetically speaking, if Ryota was the traitor, he could want to keep Kirigiri away from Naegi because if you guys remember, Kirigiri has been taking notes of all of her thoughts so far in her notebook, and in this episode we learn that she dies because her forbidden action is that if Naegi survives past the 4th round, she has to die. So hypothetically, if Ryota was the mastermind or the traitor and he already knew Kirigiri's forbidden action, he could be trying to keep her away from Naegi and alone with him, especially past this 4th round, because that way it would be easy for him to dispose of the notebook and make sure that it doesn't go to Naegi or Asahina or any of the other participants. But of course, this is just complete speculation on my part, and I'd love to hear if you guys have any opinions regarding Ryota or who you might think the traitor or the mastermind is. But moving on, she tells Ryota how much she looks up to Naegi and that she worries about him because he puts his friends' needs before his own. Eventually, Asahina and Naegi walk into this conversation, and it's pretty cute. Naegi's blushing, and it's just a sweet moment overall. And she reiterates her feelings yet again later when they're all eating together, and Naegi expresses that he feels as if he's helpless. And then Kirigiri takes off her glove and holds his hand, telling him that the power of the words that he believed became everyone's hope, and that not only did they become everyone's hope, but they became her hope as well. This scene is really sweet, and a lot of you guys have asked me, if I ship anybody in Danganronpa, and I really don't ship a whole lot of stuff, but the one ship I really do like is Naegi and Kirigiri. I think they're so sweet together. It's never been expressed as being canon, but in this scene it did seem like she really cares for him, whether or not that be romantic. But moving on from this scene, we see that Juzo meets up with Munakata, and you can tell that he's a little bit taken off by Munakata's appearance now. He also seems a bit disturbed when Munakata mentions that he killed Tengen as well. At one point in the conversation, Juzo states that he needs to admit something to Munakata, and Munakata does not listen to him, but instead stabs him. And when Juzo asks why, Munakata states, "You know why." I've seen a lot of different people saying different things about this. I've seen a lot of people saying that they believe that Juzo was about to admit his love for Munakata, some saying that he was going to admit his love for Chisa, and I think there's even a possibility that what he was going to say had to do with that flashback that he had in the last Future Side episode. But overall, I believe it's something we're just gonna have to find out from future episodes. Also, after Munakata kills Juzo, he states, "You'll pay for making me kill him, Despair." So in this, it makes it seem as if he is blaming Despair for this, and maybe even more specifically a remnant of Despair because the word is capitalized. So that line right there makes me believe that either Munakata is working with the Despair right now, or that the line that Juzo was going to say earlier did have to do with that flashback that I mentioned. But I'd love to hear your opinion about this quote too if you have any theories. Also in this episode, we got to see that Ruruko was there to hear Juzo's death, and we got a flashback as to what happened between her and Izuyoi. And in this flashback, we learned that she did in fact tell Izuyoi about her forbidden action, but because she was so worried about him betraying her, she put a piece of candy in her mouth and kissed him, which incited his forbidden action. Once the poison starts affecting him, she states that she doesn't want him to betray her, so she has decided to betray him instead. And he replies saying that it isn't betrayal and that he still loves her. This scene was honestly really sad. It made me feel a lot for Izuyoi's character, and it even made me feel for Aruka's character as well. I still think she's an absolutely terrible person, but I did like this because it added a new dynamic to her character that wasn't there before, and it helped me appreciate her character and understand it a little bit better too. After this, we see Nagi, Kirigiri, Asahina, and Ryota trying to barricade themselves inside a room in order to avoid being killed this round, and after they all fall asleep, it shows what seems to be the new victim, as we see Raruko laid out on the floor just completely mauled. I mean, her death out of all the people that have been killed by the attacker is just by far the worst. We see that her legs are scratched up, it looks like she was tortured. Also, we see her candy laid out around her, and also looks like they might have even shoved some down her throat, and her eyes are just bloodshot, red, and wide open, so it implies that she could have even woken up while being tortured. One odd thing I do want to point out about this is that she wasn't hung up when she was killed, and this would make her the only person that wasn't hung up after being killed by the attackers, so I think that's a bit suspicious. And after this, we see Nagi, Asahina, and Ryota all three wake up. They're all three excited because they think that they've made it through the round safe, but then they look down at Kirigiri and see that her forbidden action has been activated, and that is why she is now dead. And as you guys all know, her forbidden action was passing the 4th time limit with Mikoto Nagi still alive. And I do believe that this was the death that Monica predicted in the last couple of episodes, because if you guys remember, Mia did have that computer inside of her that listed all of the forbidden actions inside of them. And a lot of you guys sent me this theory on Tumblr and Twitter, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over it. I don't know completely if there was an original person that noticed this. I think a lot of people just noticed it at the same time, so I don't really think there's anybody I can source for it, but basically the gist of the theory is that next to Asahina you can see what looks to be a bottle of some sort, and that it looks similar to the Cure W bottle that Seiko held in her hands before she was killed as well. So the gist of the theory is that that bottle will save Kirigiri somehow, either by her drinking it before she went to sleep, or that Nagi, Asahina, and Ryota will give it to her and that will somehow bring her back to life. I think there's a 50-50 shot of this theory working out, because we did get the fake out already with Asahina, so I don't want to put it past Kodiak to do it, but we also did see in one of the first episodes when Bandai died because of his forbidden action, Seiko attempted to use some sort of cure potion on him as well, and it did not work. So whether or not they're able to use it on her and save her using it, I think it just depends how long ago the bracelet went off and injected the poison. As for her drinking it before she fell asleep, we see her fall asleep when the timer goes off. I guess she could have taken it beforehand, maybe after everybody else fell asleep, that was when she took it, but I don't know how strong that potion is, and I don't know if it'll help her or not, so like I said, I think it can go either way. We'll just have to wait and see. I love Kirigiri, she's one of my favorite characters, so I would like for her to be alive, but I'm not a huge fan of like shows bringing back characters from the dead, so I don't really know how I'd feel about it if that is what happens, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And finally, at the end of the episode, we see Munakata basically taunting Nagi over the speakers, saying that now that you know that Kirigiri has died because of you, now do you understand how useless your platitudes are, and that it's finally time to settle whose hope is right. So I thought this was a really cool way to end the episode. I'm excited to see Nagi and Munakata's final face-off, and hopefully learn all the mysteries surrounding this game during that. But anyways, this concludes my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any theories or suggestions of your own, and if you did enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you left a like or a comment. It really helps me out, and I will see you guys real soon. Okay, so before I start, I want to say that I have had to like avoid spoilers before in the past, like try and log out of social media and stuff for like a few hours, but this episode is the first time that I've ever had to avoid social media for like a full day and post a video in that time, so I wasn't necessarily like spoiled or anything, like per se I wasn't spoiled. I posted the video and I like did not look at any of the comments because I knew there was going to be a bunch of people talking about the new episode. But before that happened, I had gone on Tumblr, and I didn't look on like the tag, but I did see like messages sent to me, just like the first few words, and some messages had like vague spoilers, just kind of like, I hope you're not too upset, I hope you don't cry. So, based off of those messages, I have a feeling that something terrible happened to Kirigiri, and also the title of the episode isn't very comforting either, so that's pretty much what I'm thinking right now, so yeah. So I wasn't spoiled or anything, but that's my guess of what happened. I think that would be the biggest reason people would send me messages like, hope you don't cry, or like, hope you're not too upset. Oh man, I know my waifu's dead. It's over. It's over. Glasses McDork face. Same, Monokuma, same. I wonder if like water is gonna come out of that door since it's underground, or nope. That was a stupid prediction. Oh, it is underwater. I knew it. Hey, that was actually a good prediction. Oh, sweet. So they are underground. God, that name, that is a very foreboding episode title. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought in the first episode. I predicted that. I can't believe my stupid prediction from the first episode based off of like only one comment might actually be right. Because that was the exact thing that I thought. That's so cute. Oh. She loves him. Yep, she's about to slap him. She gonna hold his hand? Oh, she's gonna hold his hand. Oh. Oh, she's gonna die, isn't she? Also, why do you kind of look like you're possessed by a demon? Yeah, Juzo actually looks like a little upset about Tengen dying. Oh, man. I expected him to fight, but straight up just kill him right there? Oh. Is it really because he liked Chisa? Or because he betrayed him that time that he said before? Or like he let him down? Oh, man. I was kind of starting to like Juzo. Oh, is it just from kissing her? Because she has like sweets in her mouth, maybe? Oh, nope. She decided to kill him. Maybe she just couldn't trust him. Oh, now I'm sad. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, he was really nice. Like, she can't ever replace him. Oh, God. Don't say that, Kirigiri. You're gonna die. Or fake die like Asahina did. Don't do that, Ase. Don't do that, Kirigiri. Oh, don't do that. You're gonna die. Oh, my God. Oh, whoa. Is that... Oh, it's her. Wow. I really thought it was gonna be Kirigiri. It was Aruka. I feel kind of bad, but like, I don't know. She looks red. She's got like something red on her face. Oh god, my heart's racing so bad. No. Did she do her forbidden action? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Freaking! She did her forbidden action! Was it really talking to Nike? Oh, that's what it was. Was that what Monica was talking about? Oh. No. I'm so sad. Like, this sucks. This sucks so hard. Yeah, she knew. Oh, hey, God. I should have known she was gonna die.
Subscribe to Weeby News for more hope-filled videos.